Virgo, this is your week ahead astrology forecast by Astrology Motivation from Born Without Boundaries. In these weekly videos, I review the major planetary aspects and transits and how they impact your natal sun and what that means for your bottom line. All you need to know to understand these videos is your birth date. That's it. Everything else I'll translate for you. I'm going to start off really broad and then focus down to the Virgo specific information, including the 3 decans of Virgo, so we'll know exactly how your natal sun is being impacted. Let's get into it. This is for the week of September 1st to the 7th of 2023. Happy birthday, Virgo 2s. It's ya. Virgo 2s, sometime between September 1st and September 11th. Happy birthday to you. That's you guys. I love it. Okay, so big stuff. Honestly, this is kind of a peaceful week. Thank God. Didn't we need it? And for some of us, didn't we deserve it? This was a big full moon for you guys because that's where the sun was. The sun was at 7 degrees Virgo, and Virgo ones, that full moon would have hit really, really hard. So it was beautiful. It was gorgeous, aesthetically speaking. I hope you got a good view of it. But this week is like you could feel the release. So let's go over the big stuff that's going on now. Jupiter's going into retrograde on the 4th. In Taurus, at about 15 degrees Taurus. What does Jupiter in retrograde mean? The same thing that everything in retrograde really means. Now, since Jupiter is about expansion, how do you retrograde expansion? You go inward. It becomes more internal, expanding your own sense of who you are, as well as opening up some clusterfuck stuff that maybe needs to be opened up, to be honest with you. So broadening your own vision or version of who you are. This could also be taking more quiet time to expand yourself and grow. It's not so much excitable energy as it is more education. It's kind of like that. Venus goes direct as well between the 3rd and the 4th, depending on where you are on the globe. Venus goes direct. Yay! She is in, I think she's at 12 degrees Leo. What does that mean? We really won't start feeling the effects of her going direct until the end of September, but it does mean that finances, flirtation, value, sexiness, it's like we're getting our sexy back. We can be more outward and less inward with all of these things. Like we won't feel as much slack or things holding us back. So she's come back online, but the irony is every other planet except Mars is in retrograde. That's interesting. Now Venus is direct and Mars is in Libra, where Venus rules. Oh, okay. Do we see some sort of pattern forming? I think so. Okay. We also have the Sun conjunct Mercury retrograde. That happens by the 3rd, and this happens while they are both trine to Jupiter. Also, that's going to be in retrograde. I just think we're discovering aspects and dynamics to who we are and to our capability and possibilities with the stuff that we already have, including the information that we have. There is stuff that is starting to happen that really kind of felt like it was never going to happen. You're going to start to see maybe little opportunities pop here and there, especially with things that had been hindered and held back. We also have Mars quincunx Saturn by the end of the week. What does that mean? Well, we knew what Mars opposite Saturn was. That was tough. But quincunx Saturn is more like we're going to be spurred to take action or to make ourselves more self-disciplined. We could or see how our lack of self-discipline is getting in our way. And so all these other retrospective energies are really going to help. Maybe it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Maybe it's me. That kind of energy, but not in a self-derogatory way, in a self-accepting and a positive kind of way, and that, okay, so what do I do? Because it's starting to get agitating. Like those things that we need to show more discipline in will start to agitate us, and that will spur us into maybe realizing, aha, oh, this is what the issue is. It's closer than you think. And then on September 4th, I wanted to discuss this day with everybody because I think it's pretty special. What happens is the moon is in Taurus, and the moon is exalted in Taurus. It's so happy here. It's such a rich sense of the best of itself, the best of its psychic abilities, the best of its nurturing abilities, even the best of its imaginative, creative abilities are all in here. It really thrives because Taurus is about consistency. It's also about finances and money. So there is some sort of illumination as the moon conjuncts Jupiter and conjuncts Uranus at the same time, remembering that both of these energies are now in retrograde. So there is some more, it's almost like Dorothy clicking the heels. Oh my God, I've had this power the whole time, and now I'm finally seeing it. These energies are trine the sun conjunct Mercury. And the sun conjunct Mercury, is happening in Virgo, which is all about practicality, pragmatism, jobs, work, or healing, right? Something like nurturing and taking care of. The sun conjunct Mercury retrograde is this discovery of what already is. It's this personal actualization. I wrote down discovery, self-realization. Good news, but the good news is coming closer than you think. It's coming from inside of you. It's almost like an aha moment, a revelation that you might have missed, but there is this energy of now you get it. Now you're in a place to see it. Now, this is going to impact you guys a great deal, especially Virgo 2s, because the sun is conjunct Mercury in Virgo 2. That's, anybody born between, say, September 1st through the 11th. Let's get into Virgo specific information, shall we? All right. What do I do? What do I look for to find that out? So I go to Virgo and I see what's actually happening in the zodiac sign of Virgo. And then I also look at what's going on with your ruling dignitary, because even though it's sort of like your spokesperson out there in the world, right? It'll sort of flavor whatever's happening to it, will flavor especially your behavior, your personality, your emotions. So I say emotions because I'm ruled by the moon. I'm a Cancerian. For you, maybe it's your logic, right? The way that you think. This is Mercury, after all, the way you communicate. So what's going on in Virgo? Well, Mercury is in Virgo. It's home. So this is quite an energy of being certain about your mind, being sure of what you think, and also being sure about your curiosities and being sure about inquiring into them, really knowing how to put everything in place, make everything work. Mercury is in retrograde. It will move retrograde between 17 and 12 degrees this week. But we also have the sun in Virgo. That's going to move between 9 and 14 degrees. And they will conjunct along the way, absolutely. The sun in Virgo is all about it's all about shine, like the light, the spotlight shines not so much on you, but what you can do and what you're capable of producing and how you make sense of everything for everybody else. That is how, after all, how Virgos shine. Sometimes through music, right? And that's kind of putting emotions into order. That's why Virgos are so attracted and so good at music. It's just a natural inclination to put things into order, especially through music. When you put ideas that are harder to understand or emotions that are harder to understand, you can put all that very abstract stuff into metered, predictable chords or phrases, right? That That's why Virgos are so drawn to music. It's such a natural form of self-expression for them. And then we look at what Mercury is doing. So we already know what Mercury is doing. It's moving retrograde 17 to 12 degrees Virgo, but it's also conjunct the sun as of the 3rd. This is very bright energy, being certain and sure of your thoughts, of what you know. This is a great time for you guys to be, I don't know, interviewing, taking tests, presenting your ideas. I mean, you will have it all together, right? Then we also have, however, a trine to Jupiter, which means this is such a fortunate time and a positive, optimistic time to grow, which means learning and education and understanding, especially learning and education about your finances, since Jupiter is in Taurus, or learning about traditions and different kinds of maybe even international traditions. But it's just such a great learning period, an opportunity for you. And then we have a sesosquare to Pluto by the 3rd as well. Information or illumination will spur you into action. So because of that connection to Pluto right now, between Pluto and Mercury, it's almost like Mercury's uncovering information or realizing information that is going to spur you into action or be able to allow you to start making changes. That's nice. Let's get into the 3 decans of Virgo, shall we? So if you are Virgo ones, so Virgo ones is anyone born between, say, basically August Virgos, between August 22nd and the 31st. This would be, in terms of degrees, your natal suns are between 0 and 9 degrees. Of course, the degrees are exact. The dates toggle depending on when the seasons ended and began in the year that you were born, but it's about August 22nd to the 31st birthdays. Your natal suns are in opposition to Saturn. They have been, but the good news is now there's nothing exacerbating that. It's not making it worse. There could be still that contention, that feeling of pressure, feeling like you can't be yourself. This sort of like energy of I think just an energy of a restriction, of not being allowed, not being able to be yourself in specific situations. I'm telling you, by the end of this year, you're going to be really happy for Saturn to have moved on, and you're going to feel extremely free. Maybe a little like the freedom that you feel now that the moon has moved on and the sun has moved on and nothing is really intensifying this energy. Though there could be still some conflicts when it comes to external authority, this week is really going to inspire an understanding of personal authority. And the more you get that together, there is that sense of this looming freedom that will come into next year as Saturn moves on into the 2nd decan. All right, Virgo 2s. So if you know that your natal sun is located between 10 and 19 degrees Virgo, you are Virgo. You're Virgo 2s. So that correlates to birthdays between, say, September 1st and the 11th, which we discussed. It's your birthday. That's what it is, because why? The sun is here. The sun is conjuncting your natal suns. So we had Virgo 1s last week, and I'm sorry if I didn't shout you out, guys. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday to Virgo 1s. But this is when your natal sun is being conjunct by the current sun. Of course, it's also being conjunct by Mercury retrograde. So illumination and self-actualization, realization, as well as uber confidence in what you know and what you understand and what you get, especially about what's going on inside of you. This will all make sense this week. It's a great time for you to speak or say or write things down, whatever kind of communications. It's not a great time during Mercury retrograde to sign any important contracts. That's sort of a general rule. But I gotta say, if anybody could do it at this point, it would be you, with all these other aspects going on, because you will really be on point despite the retrograde. You also have a trine to Jupiter. Hello. Yes, please. Definite optimism and luck. It's almost like you're going to be able to see the silver lining in every situation right now, especially with you and who you are. There is, for those of you born around the 9th or 10th or 11th, quincunx to Chiron, which could actually spur you into need to understand the trauma from the past, and it almost like inspire you to figure stuff out. And their illumination could be happening around those issues in your life too, or just other people being treated unfairly and not being able to accept that, and that's going to really, really agitate you and burn into you, and could be the catalyst or the inspiration for your optimism and trying to find a way to handle and heal these kinds of situations. Let's go on to Virgo. So happy birthday, guys. Let's go on to Virgo 3s. So if you know that your natal sun is between 20 and 29 degrees Virgo, you guys are Virgo 3s. This correlates to birthdays between like September 12th through the 22nd. Your natal suns are still in opposition to Neptune, but the good news is you don't have Mars sitting on it anymore. Mars has left the building. It's now in Libra. So you don't have the extra pressure. You could still have the brain fog. You know, it still could be irritating you, but it's not going to be excessive the way it has been over the past couple of weeks. Your natal suns are still trying to Pluto. This is long term. It'll be like that for, you know, a year, at least until the next year or two, as Pluto moves deeper or moves out of Capricorn into Aquarius. Only the cusps eventually will feel this. But they say another couple of years trying to Pluto, which means you are the change, and people will easily follow you, and easily, you know, you'll have an impact on them, that you'll be able to influence people even without trying. You know, you'll almost have a hypnotic energy about you that can exact or impact influence just by making people feel comfortable around you and trust you. This is a very powerful energy to have for the next couple of years, as well as a trine to Uranus right now. So there is also this ability to see around corners and think outside of boxes and really be creative and inventive. And yeah, you could really make major waves actually moving forward with thinking great thoughts. But this week, what's going to impact you right here, right now? I mean, that's impacting you right here, right now, but that's long term. It's been impacting you for a while. It is this semi-square to Venus. So there could be some agitation or difficulty when it comes to how you feel about your looks, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your relationship, some sort of just agitation, frustration, or stimulus that is making you pay attention and pointing out what you're going to have to fix, work on, or at least handle or deal with. Anything with regards to what Venus rules. So income, definitely anything financial, could also be romance, that feeling of attraction, who you feel attracted to, or who you are in long-term relationships with. Any of those things could need a little fixing or fixer-uppers right now. Yeah, but with all those other things in your corner, I would have to say that you could be pretty darn influential. Sure, absolutely. So you let me know in the comments below how this energy is impacting you guys. I know it's like I have these thoughts in my head. I'm just gotta laugh at them. Please leave your comments below and let me know how this energy is impacting you, how you're discovering it and finding it. And then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Help us grow over here. And then come on over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Born Without Boundaries Tarot for your week ahead tarot card message. I love you guys, and I will talk to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the videos. Bye.